Alright, in today's video I'm talking about 10 fragrances that I'm really anticipating that's supposed to launch within the next couple of months. So if you want to find out and hear about the 10 fragrances that are soon to launch, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Yes, today I'm talking about 10 fragrances that I'm very excited about that are soon to launch. And these are some of the fragrances I found out about through my sales associates, various folks that I follow, and they follow me and they send me messages saying, are you hearing about this one, that one? So got me really excited, so I thought I'd put together this video with 10 of them. So they're exciting fragrances from pretty popular houses. Maybe a few of them are not as popular. Some designers, several designers actually. But I'll let you know what they are. But before I do, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So the way I'm going to do today's video is discuss the fragrance that's being launched and then also go into their previous launches and let you know how I like them. Or if I don't like them, I'll let you know that as well. But the first one we're going to talk about today is Louis Vuitton On the Beach. So this is a brand spanking new. I hear it's launching on April 1st. Very soon, and I'm very excited about this one. This is from the unisex collection at Louis Vuitton. This is the second unisex collection. They have the Middle East Oriental collection, which already has 3 fragrances, and now we have the fifth fragrance in the unisex California themed fragrances, which includes Afternoon Swim, Sun Song, Cactus Garden, then finally California Dream last year, and this year they're launching On the Beach. And judging from the looks of the notes, it doesn't look like it's going to go aquatic, and the thing is that's cool because originally when I read Afternoon Swim before it launched, I thought that was going to go aquatic. It did not. It went to a really beautiful juicy citrus direction, and this one seems fairly similar to that, although they have sand in the notes, so that kind of could be beachy, but On the Beach sounds great. Cypress, Yuzu, sand, pink pepper, Neroli, thyme, rosemary, cloves. Sounds like a pretty aromatic, citrusy fragrance, and then that sand note comes in. And yuzu, or pomelo or grapefruit, has been very popular lately, and it's definitely prominent here. It looks like with this particular note, but it seems woody and aromatic at the same time. So citrus, woody, aromatic with sand thrown in. That sounds pretty exciting to me. And I do enjoy Afternoon Swim. I do enjoy Sun Song. California Dream, sadly, it starts off smelling so great, but it goes very sharp, like a metallic sharp. And then Cactus Garden, I don't love it. It's like not one of my, ooh, that smells great. But Afternoon Swim is so great. It's great fresh fragrance. So this one, hopefully, On the Beach will be very similar. Who's interested in this particular launch? Let me know. Put a comment down so I can find out. Also, do you like the other California themed fragrances from Louis Vuitton or any of the other collections and fragrances? Let me know. Put a comment down. And that fragrance is created by Jacques Cavalier, and then also this next one. And Bvlgari has a fragrance called AZARAN from their luxury collection. I think it's called Les Gemmes collection, and the only one I own from this collection is Thyme, and this is a very similar bottle with a different color. Gorgeous looking bottle. So AZARAN sounds really great to me because of the beeswax note. So beeswax can go a little animalic, so we shall see how it does. But according to the notes, I'm excited about this one because it's beeswax, leather, green tea, woods, cedar, saffron, bergamot. So great collection of notes. I think this should be great. And once again, it's created by Jacques Cavalier, who did also do Thyme, and he does all the Louis Vuitton fragrances. So he's done one of the later or the latest fragrances from the Bvlgari Les Gemmes collection. Who's a fan of this collection from Bvlgari? And let me know if you like Thyme. I really love Thyme for how beautifully soft the grapefruit and Ambroxan combination is with that particular fragrance. Really beautiful, really sexy to wear as well. So hopefully this will be similar to that. Up next, we have a fragrance from Juliette Has a Gun called Pear Ink. So Juliette Has a Gun has become kind of a quirky house that, you know, if you have been following them, you'll see their quirky, kind of slightly campy, light campy Instagram posts. And I can see that because their fragrances seem a little playful. And this one sounds great to me because it has Ambrettolide as a note, along with Ambroxan, Musk, and Pear. So it seems like it's going to be musky with that pear note. So Pear Ink. Interesting name for a fragrance, and an interesting looking bottle. I'm actually really excited about this one because of the use of Ambrettolide with Ambroxan. So if you don't know, Juliette Has a Gun's fragrances, they have a fragrance called Not a Perfume, and then also Not a Perfume Superdose, which uses Cetalox, which is kind of like a cousin of Ambroxan. So with this one, Ambrettolide Ambroxan, so it's definitely going into that musky direction with the addition of Pear. So I'm excited about this one. Sounds great. Can't wait to test it out, and hopefully I'll report back to you guys. But let me know if you're a fan of Juliette Has a Gun. Have you caught my videos on this house? I do have a top 5 Juliette Has a Gun fragrances video. Please tune in or search for it on the channel so you can learn more about it. The next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is Lalique's White in Black. Now, if you're a fan of Lalique White, this seems like it would be a great flanker. We shall see how it is. There's always the chance that these fragrances are not going to be what I thought they were going to be just by reading the notes. So there's always that happens to me every once in a while. And more happens to me with the signature lineups of fragrances rather than the more upper scale fragrances. They just tend to go very generic. And this Lalique White in Black seems like it could go in that direction. Hopefully not, because I really love Lalique as a house. Their fragrances are amazing as signature lineup fragrances. I'm speaking about the signature lineup of fragrances. I think they're really quality fragrances. Very unique smells and not like very mass designer department store kind of smells. But this one features Ambroxan, Patchouli, Cardamom, Grapefruit, Bergamot, Frankincense, Pink Pepper, Elemi, Lavender. Doesn't have the what do you call it? The tamarind note that's in the original fragrance. It doesn't have the petitgrain note and then the black pepper note. So those are featured in the original white. This seems like Lalique White and Black. Seems like it's going to go darker according to the name, and perhaps with white and black. White to me was a very soft and musky clean fragrance, so this one seems like it's going to be a little more intense. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it smells great, and we'll be happy with it. But what are your thoughts? Have you tried Lalique White? And what are your thoughts about Lalique White and Black? Does that sound exciting to you? Are you interested in it? And let me know also, are you a fan of Lalique's fragrances? Do you like them? The signature lineup. I know they have several private lineups, and I don't know their names, and I'm not really dug deep into them, but this is basically their signature lineup of fragrances. And I do have a top 10 Lalique men's signature line fragrances video. If you're curious to catch that, go catch that, because as I said, they do have some great fragrances, and this new Lalique White and Black sounds great for me to try very soon. Well, it's turning out that most of these are designer releases, but Tom Ford has a new one after the disappointing Tuberose New. It was okay, it was not my favorite, but this new one's called Soleil Brulant, and I'm always excited about Tom Ford fragrances. I feel like they're always great adventures. The whole acquisition of the bottle, you know, buying it, searching it, getting it, seeing it, what it's going to turn out to be. They're always kind of adventures. A lot of times we've been let down, and then I think Tuberose New is not bad. I just was expecting something a little different. It didn't achieve or accomplish that for the price category of the fragrance itself. But this one seems like it's going to be in the expensive private blend collection category. It seems like it's a warm ambery fragrance, Soleil Brulant, amber, resins, orange blossom, honey, woods, vetiver, leather, olibanum, pink pepper, mandarin. These are notes that are credited for this particular fragrance. Seems like honey is kind of trendy. Like I'm seeing a lot of fragrances with honey or beeswax. Obviously we had beeswax earlier, now we have the honey. And of course Tobacco Color was recently reviewed on the channel from Dior. If you haven't caught that, check it out. That's a honey balm, I think. But I think this one sounds interesting. It seems like it's going to be a deeper, warmer, richer fragrance, even though Tuberose Nude was like that. Very gummy and resinous to me. This one seems like it's going to be more, a lot warmer, because Tuberose tends to be, for me, a cooler experience, a fresher experience, in contrast to, like, obviously amber and things like that. So always excited to try Tom Ford's fragrances, and Soleil Brulant sounds really great. Although they've used the word Soleil in fragrances, I think a couple of them are with that name, but we shall see how this one turns out. But let me know if you're a fan of Tom Ford's private blend collection fragrances. Did you like Tuberose Nude that I recently reviewed a while back, and how are you excited for Soleil Brulant? Are you excited about it, or are you going to skip this one? Let me know, put a comment down so I can find out. So the next fragrance I'm going to talk about is Viktor & Rolf's Spice Bomb Infrared. Now, I was really disappointed with Spice Bomb Night Vision. I hated it. I did not care for that fragrance whatsoever. I felt like it was just too much smelling like other designer mass releases. So Spice Bomb Infrared sounds like it's going to be a little nicer. Hopefully, I'm hoping. I hope it doesn't smell like other similar fragrances in the category. I hope it takes the original fragrance, Spice Bomb, and takes it into this fruity, chili pepper kind of a direction, like Red Hot's kind of a direction. So according to the notes, there's red fruits, saffron, habanero chili, cinnamon leaf, benzoin, tobacco. And again, as I said, I did not care for Night Vision whatsoever. I got really excited for it. I love the name, but it was complete letdown for me. So hopefully Spice Bomb Infrared will not be a letdown, and I'm excited to try the fruits and the spices and the resins, and of course the tobacco with this particular Spice Bomb Infrared. Let me know if you're liking the idea of Spice Bomb Infrared. Let me know if you like the original Spice Bomb from Viktor & Rolf. And maybe you like Night Vision as well. Put a comment down so I can find out. So the next two fragrances are from the house of Dunhill. If somebody was mentioning for me to check these two out, we shall see if I can get my hands on them. The first one is Icon Racing Red. There's also Icon Racing Blue. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Icon Racing fragrance. The green bottle, I have it. It's okay. It's not my, like, oh my god, it's like a great fragrance. The original Icon was great. I think it's a great designer, a great price designer. You can get them at the, you know, discounted for around $30–40 for 100 ml. So it's a great value, bang for your buck kind of fragrance. But I haven't been too happy with the remainder of the Icon collection. I'm not talking about the clear bottle ones. I'm talking about the ones that have the kind of like the microphone look on it. So this one features notes of oak moss, vetiver, fern, solar notes, orange, olibanum, geranium, cedar, black pepper, petitgrain. Sounds exciting to me. The notes sound great. And it almost looks like when they add the note of fern, which to me ferns don't really have too much of a smell, if any. It seems like this one's going into a fougere direction. It has geranium, so it's very aromatic. No lavender, but they're crediting fern. And fougere is basically fern in French, so we shall see what this one smells like when we get the fragrance as it launches. But I'm excited about this one. You know, I have high hopes for this particular one. Not the blue one. We shall get to that in a little bit. But I like the notes. The solar notes kind of adds a unique twist to it. We shall see how solar notes is going to smell in this fragrance. But there are a few fragrances out there that features this solar notes. One of them is Balade Sauvage from Dior. If you're a fan of that fragrance, and you can kind of like see what the solar notes might refer to, we're going to experience it here as well. So I'm excited about this one. Let's see how Dunhill Icon Racing Blue is. I mean, you know, this one sounds okay too, but blue fragrances generally go into the aquatic direction. So they're kind of like that style that's just way overdone. Too many releases out there in the blue theme. So Dunhill Icon Racing Blue features notes of sandalwood, cardamom, coriander, lime, bergamot, driftwood, ambergris, sea salt, and ambroxan. So when you add that sea salt note, then it looks like it's going to go into, you know, the aquatic direction, although they don't mention any marine or sea notes, so maybe it's not overly aquatic, but then they've added ambergris and also ambroxan. So this one seems like it's going to be the aquatic marine fragrance. It sounds okay, but I can't say I'm going to love it up until I, you know, sample it. Sadly, the last two fragrances, the Valençol Lavender, I hated. smelled very, very cheap to me. I didn't care for it. But their Amalfi citrus smelled really great, really, really beautiful citrus. So, you know, they do release some great fragrances, so we shall see how Dunhill Icon Racing Blue is. Let me know if you're anticipating the 2 new Dunhill fragrances, Dunhill Icon Racing Blue and Dunhill Icon Racing Red. And the last fragrance I'm going to talk about today, Chris Collins African Rooibos. So I haven't spoken much about his fragrances, although I have featured some of his fragrances in various videos, and of course I have done a video of his first 3 fragrances, but I'm liking the idea of this particular fragrance because I'm a drinker of Rooibos tea, so I haven't seen this note come up in fragrances before. And so I got excited about it. So it's supposedly launching soon if it hasn't launched yet. And Rooibos tea is an African called Red Bush, and it's kind of a grassy herbal flavoring, and it's caffeine free. So if you're like opposed to drinking caffeine, this is a great kind of a tea to drink. I think it's really popular in the UK, not so much here, and they call it Red Bush in the UK. And I brought back boxes of this Red Bush tea, but here it's called, I think it's called Rooibos too. So I don't know, it might have 2 names. But the cool thing about this tea is that you can actually add cream to it. It's a kind of an herbal tea that you can, you know, add the cream to it, and it becomes kind of like a regular tea, but it has kind of a sweeter flavoring to it, and sometimes it has a sweetness to the tea that you don't need to add sugar or any honey or something like that to it, because it has its natural sweetness even though it's not sugary sweet. But I'm enjoying the idea of this fragrance. I want to see what they've done to it, because it has the notes of Rooibos tea, orris, cedarwood, tonka, immortelle, bergamot, cardamom, and black pepper. So the notes sound great. I'm excited about this one. I have to look into his fragrances from previous releases to see where they are at. I know I sampled one of them that kind of reminded me of Jeffrey Bean's Grey Flannel, a little bit, not too much. So I'm excited to see what this particular fragrance is all about. Anyway, let me know if you're a fan of Chris Collins' fragrances and what you think about African Rooibos as a fragrance from Chris Collins. And that's the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about today. 10 fragrances that I'm anticipating, excited about. We shall see how they turned out once they're launched. But let me know which one of these you're anticipating, and also if there are others that you're anticipating, let me know. Put a comment down so I can find out what they are, because there's always new fragrances coming out, and that's the best part about this hobby. What they're going to smell like, what they're going to do, is it going to be ending up as one of my all-time favorite fragrances? We shall see. But in the meantime, we'll see how these turn out. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Otherwise, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.